Hey everybody, how you doing? It's your man Edward Moore back with another edition of Motivational Mondayz. I want to get right into this week's message. This week I want to talk to you about being patient, about taking your time. Ironically, last week, if we can do a recap, God gave us a message about not lagging behind Him. And this week's message is about not getting in front of Him or not outrunning Him. There's a common theme between the two messages, which is basically to be in alignment with God. So I want to talk to you about patience. So when I talk about patience, I don't mean just sit around twiddling your thumbs, talking about I'm waiting for God and not actually being proactive and doing whatever it is that you need to do. I'm just talking about not outrunning God and not doing things on your own accord, in your own timing, not listening to the voice of God. Because anytime we do that, we headed for a road of destruction. The Bible declares, lean not on your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge me, and I will direct your paths. So I wanted to talk to you about being patient. You know, a lot of times we aspire to do things, and especially when you begin to start having moderate success with certain things, you get all of these ideas, and you want to move on them, you want to act on them. But in my personal experience, the best thing that I've ever done and when I've been the most successful is when I heed the instruction and listen to the voice of God. You know, it's imperative that before we do anything, that we inquire of God, God, what you want me to do? How you want me to do this? Who you want me to do it with? Because He'll give you the discernment. And a lot of times when God is giving you some information, it's not going to make sense to your mind. Again, it's hard to understand an infinite God with a finite mind. But that's where trust come into play. You got to trust God enough to know that His plans are better than yours. One of my favorite scriptures that I always quote, Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans that I have for you. They are good and not of evil, and plans to bring you to an expected end. So God has a plan. We got to realize that God is in tomorrow while we're still yet in today. So He knows what our end looks like. So we got to get to a place where we trust God. The Bible also declares, let patience have her perfect work, that you may be complete and entire, not wanting anything. To be successful or to get anywhere you aspire in life, I'm glad that it's a step-by-step process. Because if God just took me from point A to point Z, I would be less prepared to deal with the success versus me going through a progressive step and a progressive plan to get where I'm going. Because along the journey is where you learn information. It's where you get built at. It's where you get strengthened at. It's where you get wise at. You learn from your mistakes. You're able to do things differently. So I just want to encourage you, while you're on this course and while you're on this journey, the most important thing that you could ever do is listen to God and not outrun Him. Be anxious for nothing. Be anxious for nothing. But listen and heed to the voice of God, because God is going to direct you in the appropriate path in which you should go. Anytime we listen to the Holy Spirit, His job is to guide us into all truth. So don't outrun God. Be patient. Heed His voice. Heed His instruction, and I guarantee you will get where you're supposed to go. So I just wanted to share a quick message with you. Again, I love you all. I appreciate you. Just some words of encouragement for this week. It's Edward Moore with another edition of Motivational Mondayz. I look forward to speaking into your life again next week. Have a blessed week, and I look forward to speaking into your life again next week.